Designing your lamp. As Mr. Gant has shared, start with a few small sketches, thumbnail sketches, to ask yourself a few questions. For example, what styles do you like? If you go to our entry resource kit, we have a few images of various lamp styles that will probably help you in thinking through all the different varieties. In this video, I'm just going to be working on a chair design, so as not to take away from anything you're working on. The next really important question is, what materials will you have to work with? We have a list of those materials and tools on our website. Be sure to take a look at that. So next, and most importantly, what is the actual design criteria? We'll be talking about number 3 today, the golden ratio. But also keep in mind this list when making your designs. The judges will use this as a rubric for judging the competition. As you're creating your initial sketches, keep that rubric, those guidelines, and the design criteria in mind. Amber Rickardson has shared a really great video on how to think about the golden ratio and the rule of thirds as design tools, and that is in our resource entry kit. But here you can see I'm creating an overlay which will help me to see the golden ratio on top of my design. And so you can see I'm just tracing the spiral model onto some parchment paper. You can either use parchment paper, which can be found at the store very easily. If you have tracing paper, that works great, or a piece of plastic. Really anything that you can transcribe something onto and then lay over your illustration will work great. So at this point, I select the style I want to proceed with and continue on to create my design or my illustration for entry. So I'm going to show you a bit of the drawing process. I just very loosely lay down some kind of guidelines to understand where things need to fall on the page, and then I very loosely start laying out some of the biggest shapes of my design. So I chose obviously to make this example centered around a chair instead of a lamp, just because I want you to kind of go off your own inspirations and your own ideas when submitting your lamp design. So now I'm bringing the golden ratio template into play. I'm laying it over my illustration to get a sense of what lines are most pleasing based on that spiral and the center of the spiral, where I might be able to make a few adjustments, what I could highlight to better emphasize the symmetry and the elements that we know are most pleasing to the eye. So you can see I've made a few little indications there. I'm making some alterations. I'm going to use that template really to my advantage, and this is what's going to really help your design stand out, is thinking about the rule of thirds and the golden ratio to create a really pleasing design. The last details I need to add are an indication of scale and then a few other design elements to further emphasize the golden ratio. You can see I'm adding plenty of notes here, and also have some notes that share that I have a sense of what materials will be used in each part of the design. And that is it. Go ahead and submit your entries, and if we have any questions, we'll reach out to you to clarify anything or to problem solve. But we're really excited to see what you have. Good luck.